Saving money is much easier said than done. According to a 2024 survey of 1,000 Americans, 28% have a savings below $1,000. Now, this does include savings accounts, emergency fund, workplace retirement accounts, investments. That means over one-fourth of Americans have nothing, have zero. It is so paycheck to paycheck. They don't even have the ability to invest or save any, even in that 401k plan. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at 6 ways to save money according to some financial gurus. Let's go ahead and get into this. Number 1, starting with automating your savings. Now, this is the biggest thing. Most individuals never learn to save properly. They don't start at a young age and they are not taught by their parents. It is really the behavior that is habitual to pay yourself first, to have the ability to pay yourself. And of course, it is not easy. The best way to do this is to automate your savings. I have said this for an incredible amount of time, is if you're looking to save $50 a month, $100 a month, $10 a paycheck, whatever it is, the automation of this will make sure you don't miss it. And it's not throwing out your financial goals and really throwing them off through that automation process. Now, this, of course, is very, very easy to do. You can set it up, you can forget it. Payroll distributions are really the easiest one, as well as 401k contributions. When you think about getting in there and earning free money, getting free money, the employer contribution plan, if they're matching 4%, 5%, 50 cents on the dollar, whatever it is, you do not want to leave free money on the table and you want to automate the investments and automate the savings that you have. Now, the second one we look at is earning more money. On the flip side of saving money, earning more money, it can really stop you from living paycheck to paycheck. Majority of individuals, even high earners over $100,000, are just living paycheck to paycheck. Some easy ways like this, you could ask for a raise, even if it's $1, 50 cents, $2, whatever it may be. That is an instant way to earn more money. When you think big picture over, a couple paychecks, a couple months, even a year or two, this could make a big difference. Now, on the flip side of this, you can earn more money with earning income outside of your job. Now, this, of course, can be dividends. If you are saving money, it could be a lot of different things, including a side hustle, becoming a freelancer, becoming a YouTuber like we have right here, getting a second job, making your own business. But of course, YouTube is what I chose to do for the side hustle to earn more money. So if you like the content that I'm putting out, please subscribe to the channel. And let's get into number 3. This is on the other side of avoiding bad debt. Now, when it comes to bad debt, what you do with your savings is very important. It's not about how much money you make. It is about how much money you keep from that paycheck, how much you have for debt repayment that you can stash away, that you can invest. It will allow yourself the freedom that we look for in the debt-free journey. And of course, it makes a big difference when you look at bad debt, specifically looking at credit card debt. Credit card debt is an absolute pandemic when it comes to the United States. We have almost $1.2 trillion in credit card debt. And of course, right now, we're also sitting on high interest rates. I was actually just working with an individual, had a pretty high balance on the credit card. We pulled the APR, and guess what? 36.99%. That is right. There is a card, and it was actually from a retail store that was at 36%, almost 37%, which I believe that is the absolute cap that you can have. Now, of course, every extra dollar that you're putting in there trying to avoid this bad debt is going to give you that 37% return. So it's kind of crazy. Now, you can save on credit card interest. You can prevent overspending. You can do balance transfers. There's a lot of different things you can do, but a lot of people just use cash. When you think of using cash, there's no overdraft fees, there's no charges, the bank's not earning interest, you're not paying interest on the purchases you make. If you have a trouble and you're really struggling with credit cards and you're struggling with that credit card debt, consider using cash, even if it is for a short term. You could even look at doing prepaid cards, which again makes a really big difference because you don't want to be accumulating the interest. And even if you do the consolidation, if you do some of the balance transfers, you want to make sure that you're not continuing to use the bad debt and continuing to run up those credit card balances. Now, number 4 that we look at, living below your means. This is something that I know, don't spend what you don't have. You have to have a life and live below your means, but within your needs. That is very important to note. That, of course, is Suze Orman, which says, living below your means to a certain point where it has to be within your needs. So when you think of fundamentally, you have needs, you have wants. If your needs are not being met by your current income, there is no way you're going to make it. Now, when we think of needs, these are the basic fundamentals. These are housing, these are food, these are safety, this is shelter. That is within the needs. But this can be a little bit construed when it comes to what exactly the needs and the wants are, because of course there may be a need for transportation. You have to get to your job, you have to earn an income. However, does it look like you're driving a $10,000 used car that is taking you from point A to point B reliably, but are you buying a $70,000 car to do the exact same thing? So again, the justification has to be in there. And of course, saving, you have to start saving. You have to start investing. It is a conversation that I have almost on a daily basis with a lot of individuals. When we get into number 5, don't spend money to save money. This is one of the common misconstrued and misconceptions that I do see. Spaving, which is a relatively new term, means spending more money to save money. Think about that for a minute. Retailers, marketers, all of them know exactly how to get you to spend those extra dollars, and putting more money in the cart, adding one more item in the cart to get free shipping, putting another item in the cart because it's on sale, putting an item in the cart to get save 20%. This is really a big way. It is a marketing gimmick. It is something they are playing on your psychology to get you to buy more things that you don't need. Now, of course, this is the important behind deals and sales. There is a difference between those two. When you think of a deal, companies know what they're doing and they know what you're going to fall for. It is a very historic and a very classic marketing. And of course, the justification. A lot of people do have the justification where, hey, even though I'm spending more money, I'm getting reward points. That is wrong. When you look at the interest that you're paying, when you look at the overall bill you're going to be paying, buying more things you're not going to use are not saving money. We can always see this even going back as far as buy one, get one, or the BOGOs in stores. And of course, some stores will just mark down the price to 50% when you purchase one item. So again, there are a couple hacks that you can do in here with the BOGO deals. Sometimes you either get buy one, get one free, or it's buy one and really you can't buy one at 50%. You have to pick up the second one and pay essentially the same price. And the final one we look at, which of course is the absolute biggest one when it comes to savings, is to start investing. The earlier you start investing, the more, of course, you're going to take advantage of that compounding interest. If you invest $4.25 a month or $14 a day, starting at age 25 to 65, you will have over $1 million and well over $1 million. And it's that basic. It is that simple. Now, of course, it is the assumption of starting investing at 25, putting away a pretty decent amount, $14 a day, and then, of course, looking at a roughly a 7% return. Right now, the stock market, the S&P 500 has been doing a lot better than that. And overall, even if you start off with a basic, very, very fundamental of putting in, 1%, 2%, 3%, your goal here is getting to 15%. So how do we do this? When you start a job at 18, you put in your 1%, or at least the minimum to get the company match. Increase it by 1% every year with your annual raise. So if you get a 2%, 3%, 5% raise, 1%, you're still going to be seeing some of that raise. You're still going to be seeing some of that into your paycheck. And then, of course, eventually within the next couple of years, you can get to the 15%. Once you get to that 15%, you are going to keep this for the rest of your life until you're ready to retire, till you're ready to really cash out. Because at that 15%, when you get raises, when you get promotions, when you go to a different job, you start your career, that 15% can save you and really build up to hundreds of thousands of dollars in an investment portfolio. When you put and look at it over a multitude of years, it can make a big difference between having a healthy, well-funded retirement or struggling with Social Security to get by. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. 6 ways to really save according to some financial gurus that we see. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next video.